Hey crew, coming to you from my boys' bedroom, and we're going to go over a couple problems here, trying to figure out the best way to get the percentage of a data point that's in a normal distribution. All right, and we learned already how to do this using this 68, 95, 99.7 rule. But if we remember, that only works when you have one or two or three standard deviations away from the mean. Like you have to fall exactly at that moment, right? Also, you have to remember those percentages, which can be kind of tricky. So in this video, we're going to learn how to do this for any data point in a normal distribution. And we don't have to worry about reminding ourselves what those percentages are because we'll know the technique to do this for any of them. So let's head down to the notes part of this. All right. So the way we're going to be able to do this now is off of what's called a Z-score table or table A. All right. It's this thing, and you have this on the AP test, actually, like they give this to you. This is your tool for actually solving this. So you have one side that's where the Z-scores are positive. You have the other side where the Z-scores are negative. And when we look at this, we're going to take a look at this first example that we had from a previous assignment. If you remember, we were looking at this blood pressure problem, and it had a mean of 110 and standard deviation of 10. So our normal distribution played out like this, 110 in the middle there, and then you would go up 10 each time and down 10 each time. Well, this percentage, finding the percentage below for this adult that has 125 didn't work with the empirical rule because 125 fell in between those full standard deviations. So what is the steps to getting the percentage? Well, here it is. The first step is to calculate the z-score. So what did we do? We take z and equals the data point, that's the data value, that's the 125, minus the mean, which is 110, and all divided by the standard deviation. And we've got a score of 150, okay? So from there, what I'm looking for is the percentage below, and that's this symbol here. We've got the z-score of 1.5. We're looking for the percent below at that z-score. And I have to get the z-scores because the table, this table here, only gives me values in z-scores to get those percentages. So let's take a look and see how we actually read this. So if it's a 1.5, right, we go up to the table, actually down to the table. Your tables are down here. These are negative z-scores, so those aren't going to work, right? So we've got to actually go down here and look at the positives. So we said that our z-score was 1.5. So let's highlight where that is on my chart. So z equals 1.50. I'm going to find on this side, I'm going to start here with the first decimal place and see that 1.5 is there. And now these are the second decimal places, right? So this would be if it was 1.50. This would be if it's 1.51, 1.52, right? And if we look, that last decimal place is 0. So I'm actually looking at it in this column. So I'm going to go down and match it to where we land. And where did we land? 1.50 gives me a percent of 0.933. All right, I'm going to erase that so we see it. All right, 0.933, and that's my answer. And I'm going to type that in all the way. If I go back up here, you'll see that I put the answer in as a decimal, or you can convert it to a percentage, but I'm okay if you just leave it as your decimal, 0.9332, the whole thing. No rounding for that. Z-score, you'll always give 2 decimal places because the table is 2 decimal places. All right, and that's it. That's your answer. This table gives us the percentage below. So if I have a question that's asking for the percent below, then I use the table straight up. Okay.